Hey YouTube, my name is Mactics and welcome to the Grandmaster Guidebook. Today I'm showing you how to beat the corrupted Grandmaster Nightfall, explained in just a few minutes. Before I get started, for more tips, questions, a positive community, and live Grandmaster carries on all platforms, make sure to check out my live stream at twitch.tv/Mactics, weekdays at 5 p.m. Eastern. This Grandmaster has Overload and Unstoppable champions with all three elemental shields. Hunters want Bottom Tree Tether with Omnioculus, Titans want Bottom Tree Hammers, and Warlocks want Well of Radiance with Phoenix Protocol. For weapons, the exotic bows run the show. You can mix and match a good bit, but my team loved having one of each of these exotic bows to cover all elements. Threaded needles for burst damage, one pulse rifle so you have unstoppable stuns on a non-heavy weapon, and two blinding grenade launchers because they are busted. Trinity isn't as insane as its brothers, so if you wanted to do something like Point of the Stag with 1000 Voices or Sleeper Simulant, that would be great too. For mods, Protective Light, Taking Charge, Particle Deconstruction, and Taken Spec are awesome here. And as far as champion mods, stick to Overload Bow and Unstoppable Fusion, with the Pulse Rifler using Unstoppable Pulse Rifle instead of Unstoppable Fusion. As for the Nightfall itself, you load into the Patrol Zone where you want to immediately burn down the Overload Chieftain. Next, head over to the right to get a good flank on the rest of the enemies, while you slowly work on taking out the Overload Hobs and rest of the trash mobs, making sure to kill the Centurion last, as he despawns champs and can cost you your platinum. Continue down into the Ascendant realm, killing ads slowly and from a distance while you can ignore the ones underneath. Then proceed to the portal where you can begin the elevator. I recommend prepping about 4 to 8 balls just to quickly annihilate the first wave. These don't last nearly as long on the ground anymore, but pre-charging a few can make wave 1 way easier. To charge the balls, throw them to a teammate. A charged ball will do significantly more damage than an uncharged ball. Wave 1 has 2 shielded phalanxes with a shielded Centurion, and you can only break their shields with the balls. Focus the Scions, then kite the other enemies away as you kill them. Once this wave is wiped, the middle of the room will become inaccessible as a wave of more Scions, 2 phalanxes, and a boss knight spawns. The phalanxes can be blinded, but the boss knight can't. Same thing here, use supers, kite enemies around the room, and break the shields with the balls when it is safe to do so. This is probably the second hardest part of the GM, so play it slow and have good comms with your teammates. Once again, kiting is the key here. Moving on, take out the Unstoppable Ogre from a distance, which will cause the rest of the ads to retreat. You can then knock out the Shrieker, and then the Arc Shielded Knights that retreated. Continue on slowly, where you will have to handle a total of 3 Unstoppable Ogres, a handful of Arc Knights, and 3 Shriekers. Take this part slow, being very careful of the Shriekers as they hurt and pre-fire you when you're trying to strafe behind cover. This next section is a little complicated and can really screw you out of platinum if you are not careful. You get bounced back and forth between normal realm and the ascendant realm, as indicated by the castaway debuff on the left side of your screen. If a teammate dies in a realm and you get teleported to the other one before you can get their res, you need to wait until you're TP'd back to be able to get them. For ease, we will call these the light and dark rooms. The light room contains a large hive ogre and 1 unstoppable ogre, while the dark room contains a large taken ogre and 2 unstoppable phalanxes and some shriekers. If you kill the large ogre, it will despawn the champions in its room and stop you from teleporting to that realm. So the key here is to kill the unstoppables in a room before you kill the respective large ogre. My team found it best to kill the unstoppable ogre, then the large light ogre, then the 2 unstoppable phalanxes that rushed us once we killed the large light ogre, and then the large dark ogre. After killing the large dark ogre, you'll need to escape through the portal at the back of the room. There are 3 shriekers on the way to this portal, which you can either kill or keep closed with blinding grenades as you book it to the portal. After exiting the portal, you will have some Thrall and 2 unstoppable phalanxes, where you can then proceed to kill 2 void-shielded stasis acolytes, some Thrall, and 2 more unstoppable phalanxes in the middle, and 2 overload hobs on the back left and right. My team liked running up to the right platform to take out the back right hob first, then the unstops in the middle, then the back left hob. There is also a boss Vandal in the back that is super tanky and hurts a ton, but if you are sneaky or have invis, you can skip past him. Next up is the fall, which isn't too bad, but you should really be careful. I recommend falling straight down the middle with 1 or 2 uses of your glide or jump to reposition. Ignore the ads as you're falling as well. If you die here and none of your teammates are still at the top, you'll be dead until your teammates get to the boss room and your orb gets pulled from joining allies. Once you exit the portal, slowly make your way down, killing the acolytes, Thrall, Minotaurs, 2 Vandal snipers, and 2 overload hobs at the very end. Boss Room has a simple philosophy. Do not do anything until all of the adds are dead. This means no breaking the boss shield until the adds are dead, no boss damage, etc. Breaking the boss's shield and the shield coming back up from damaging the boss to certain health thresholds is what spawns adds. So if you neglect adds and burn the boss instead, you'll get overwhelmed pretty quickly. The entrance with wells is a decently safe place to play if you make sure the boss doesn't have an angle on you, and if you make sure to use your blinding grenades on the knights. You can also retreat as far back as you please and kill the adds from miles away since there is no joining allies back there. The boss starts on the right and then switches to the left after you break her shield and damage her enough, and then moves on to the Ascendant realm in phase 2 once you break her shield on the left and damage her enough. Key thing here is to play back when you need to and to never proceed with the fight until all adds are dead. Also mind the rocks flying in between the platforms after your first shield break, and be careful of the outer edges of the arena as the floor can damage you. Phase 2 has you enter the portal where you need to chase the boss across a few platforms while killing some adds. Station 1 has a Vandal Sniper, an Overload Hob, and a Solar Knight. Station 2 has some trash mobs, and the final station has a Solar Knight, an Unstoppable Phalanx, and other trash mobs. Take these out from a distance and be patient, being careful of the flying rocks as you move between platforms. Once you get to the boss stage, which you can once again retreat from as far back as you please if you need to, the boss will spawn a wave of scions in the back. Same strategy here, adds are #1 priority before you even think about doing anything else. Once the scions are dead, grab the ball, charge it, and break her shields, which will cause her to spawn some more scions and some solar taken captains. Wipe these adds, break her shield one more time, and then claim your victory. A couple of extra tips here are to use cover where you can find it. It seems scarce, but there is plenty of it on the outer edges of the arena if you need to heal up real quick. The other thing is to make sure to never jump when you hear her charging up her knockback attack. If you jump, it will send you flying even further than it would normally, which almost guarantees you will fly off the platform and die. Try to stay on the ground and slide towards the platform when she does boop you. And that's everything. If this video helped, please leave a like and consider subscribing to my channel. I make tons of content like this, so if you like this, I think you'll like my other stuff too. Next up, check out my live stream at twitch.tv/Mactics for a great community, live Grandmaster carries, and more. And if you need a team to run this with, I have an LFG channel in my Discord server linked in the description below, full of super kind and helpful guardians. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.